Alistar Overrem versus Augusto Sakai is a heavyweight bout. Alistar Overrem has a cheated record of 46 wins, 18 losses. Augusto Sakai has a cheated record of 15 wins, 1 loss, and 1 draw. Alright, so first off, we all know Alistar is like the Yoel Romero of the heavyweight division, as he is still in absolutely amazing shape. He has an absolutely amazing physique, and he is still fighting in the top 10 at 40 years old, and his opponent is much younger at 29 years old. Alright, so Augusto Sakai started his career with a nice 4-fight win streak, which actually got him a shot into Bellator, where he did absolutely amazing with a nice second-round KO victory. Now, after that win in Bellator, he left for one fight and got a win by unanimous decision, and then came right back to Bellator. Once he came back to Bellator, he ended up getting a third-round head kick KO, followed by an eye injury TKO win, followed by a unanimous decision win, but in his next fight against Dan Charles, he ended up getting the unanimous decision draw. Now, after that draw, he ended up losing his first fight ever to a pretty good fighter at the time, in Czech Congo, who at the time was 42 years old, and Augusto Sakai lost that fight by split decision. Now, after his first loss, though, he actually has not lost since, as he came back with a nice first-round KO, which actually got him a shot on the Contender Series. Now, once he got a fight in the Contender Series, he fought Marcos Conrado Jr., who was an undefeated fighter at the time, and he ended up getting the win by second-round KO in a dominant fashion. Now, after that win in the Contender Series, he ended up getting the contract, and in his debut, he got a ground-and-pound TKO, followed by a really close split-decision win over former champion Andrei Arlovsky, followed by an impressive first-round KO over Marcin Tybura, and in his most recent fight, another split-decision win, this time over big boy Blagoy Ivanov. Alright, now, let's take a look at his opponent, Alistar Overrem. Alright, so Alistar Overrem, he had a pretty good start to his career with a record of 11-3 before he joined Pride, where he started with a 3-win streak in a row by first round and second round KO and first round submission. Now, after that little win streak he got inside of Pride, he ended up fighting a former UFC champion in Chuck Liddell and ended up losing the fight by first round KO. Now, after that loss inside of Pride, he came back with a first-round KO of his own, followed by a guillotine choke submission and a second-round TKO victory. Now, after another 3-fight win streak, he ended up fighting an absolute beast in Antonio Rogerio Nogueira, who was 9-1 at the time, who ended up beating him by unanimous decision. Now, after that loss, he came back with a first-round submission over former champion Vitor Belfort, followed by another first-round submission, this time against Igor Vovchanchyn. Alright, so after those wins, guess what? He ended up fighting yet another former champion, this time in Mauricio Hua, who he ended up losing to by first-round KO. Now, after that loss to yet another beast, he came back with a first-round KO and a first-round submission, but guess what? He fought yet another former champion in Fabricio Werdum, who ended up beating him by second-round submission. Oh my god, bro. How many champions has this guy fought and lost to or beat? Like, he's literally fought every single heavyweight champion. Not literally, but figuratively. Alright, so after that loss, he ended up coming back with yet another win over Vitor Belfort, but ended up sadly losing his next 3 fights to Antonio Rogerio Nogueira again, Ricardo Arona by first-round KO, and Mauricio Hua again, this time by first-round KO. After that absolute horrible 3-fight losing streak, against pretty good competition, he went in a K1 where he went 1-1, which got him a shot in the Strikeforce. Now, once he got into Strikeforce, he fought Paul Buenteo for the belt and ended up winning the fight by second-round KO. After that win, he vacated that belt and got 8 first-round finishes in a row, with some of those wins coming against Mark Hunt, Gary Goodridge, and a young Todd Duffy. Now, after those 8 straight first-round finishes in a row, he actually fought Fabricio Werdum again back in Strikeforce and ended up winning this fight by unanimous decision. After that win, he was actually invited into the UFC, where he started off with a win over former champion Brock Lesnar by first round KO. But in his next two fights, lost to two very good fighters in Antonio Bigfoot Silva by third round KO and Travis Brown by first round KO. After those two losses in the UFC, he came back with yet another win over a former champion in Frank Mir by unanimous decision. After that win, he had a little hiccup against Ben Rothwell, but came back with 4 straight wins over Stefan Struve by first round TKO, Roy Nelson by unanimous decision, and another former champion in Junior Dos Santos by second round KO, and another former champion in Andrei Arlovsky by second round KO, which ended up getting him a title shot against Stipe Miocic. Now, in the title fight, it was very disappointing, as Overeem ended up losing this fight by first round TKO. After that loss in the title fight, he came back with 2 wins over Mark Hunt and Fabricio Werdum yet again, but his next 2 fights, he ended up having a skid against Francis Ngannou and Curtis Blades, 2 absolute beasts in the top 5 right now. And after those losses, he ended up coming back with 2 TKOs over Sergey Pavlovian and Alexei Oleinik. And after those 2 wins, he got a main event spot against Jairzinho Rozenstruik. But with literally 4 seconds left in the whole fight, Jairzinho just threw an absolute bomb and busted Overeem's lip up. And Overeem ended up losing that fight with 4 seconds left in the fight by KO. After that loss, he came back with a dominant win over Walt Harris by second round TKO. Alright guys, so obviously I think Overeem's definitely still got it, and in this fight against an up-and-comer like Augusto Sakai, I'm not really sure. His power is obviously better, but will he be able to KO Sakai, or will this fight go all the way with Sakai winning, or maybe even Overeem winning? Alright, so because I think definitely this fight has a humongous chance of someone getting knocked out, I just think Overeem is going to dominate for 5 straight rounds, and I think he's going to end up getting the win by unanimous decision. Alright, if you agree, disagree, or have something to say, make sure to put in the comment section below, and I'll make sure back to every single one of those comments. Make sure to like, subscribe with notifications turned on so you guys don't miss the absolute best MMA content out there. Make sure to subscribe because once we hit 1,400 subs, if it is before UFC 243, we will be doing a live prediction of the whole entire card. It's going to be amazing if we hit that 1,400 subscriber mark so we can do that live stream. Make sure to subscribe. I'm out of here.